Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah, salatu wassalam ala Rasulillah. Last time we talked about aqsam asma'il mabniya, the types of mabni nouns, the types of indeclinable nouns. Aqsam asma'il mabniya, which you said is the main of the chapter is about it. And you said there are 8 different categories, right? The first one was al-damair, which is personal pronouns. Huwa, which is the most basic word of Tamar, like personal pronoun. Pip. If you put an I in there, I think it becomes easier. Like pip, rip, dip, right? So personal pronoun, relative pronouns, demonstrative pronouns. Huwa. And the next 4 categories they all start with al-asma. Al-asma al-mawsula, like alladhi. And these are relative pronouns. And then asma'ul ishara, like zalik as an example, these are demonstrative pronouns. And then asma'ul af'al, nouns that have a meaning of verbs, and then asma'ul awsat, nouns that have meaning of sounds. And then zarf, and zarf are adverbs. And then the last 2 categories, al-kinayat, nouns indicating unspecified quantity, and then al-murakkab al-bina'i, which are numerical phrases. So these are 8 categories that we're going to talk about in the remainder of this chapter. Okay, so these are 8 different categories, correct? So today I'm going to talk about al-damir. Okay, so damir is the plural and singular is damir, damirun, damirun. Okay, so the damir are here. We'll just write over here. Okay, they are of 2 types. Okay, so they are of 2 types. They are الضمير ضمير البارز بارز. Okay, الضمير بارز, these are visible. These are visible. Okay, or independent. So these are visible, you can see them, okay? الضمير بارز. So, I'm just going to use visible and hidden, okay? Because I think the independent business causes confusion for now. So they're visible and they could be hidden, and they could be independent or non-independent, okay? Among these, the ones that are visible, there are 2 types, okay? Among these, there are 2 types. So just the damir baris, I'll put 2 types here in damir baris, and these are damir munfasil, damir munfasil, and there's a damir متصل, damir متصل. Munfasil, these are detached pronouns, and these are attached. That means attached to some other words. So damir baz, the visible ones, can be detached or they can be attached. Okay. Now the detached ones, the unattached ones, is a pronoun which can be pronounced on its own without being connected to another word. So it can stand alone, like huwa example. Okay. Attached ones, they cannot be pronounced by themselves, but they are always attached to some other word. Okay. So damir baris. So the visible one, and then of course then there is a damir al-mustatir, mustatiru. So mustatir is like hidden. Like sirrun is something hidden, right? Mustatirun is something like secret. Okay, so this is like hidden, as in secret. So hidden or implied now. Okay, hidden and implied. So these are always attached to some other words, which is it's not, you can't see it, but it's implied that it is there. So damir are of 2 types. So we're talking about Damir over here, and we said there are two Damir al-Damir al-Bariz, which are visible, and Damir Mustatir, which are invisible. And the ones that are visible are either munfasil, detached, or muttasil, which are attached. The word muttasil is a shorter word. It's a compact word. It's like attached. And munfasil is a bigger word, like separated, and there's it's the detached. Like that's how I kind of remember it. So those are the two categories of damir. So damir are ba'ris and mustatir, which is visible and hidden, and among the visible are ones that are munfasil and the ones that are muttasil. So to understand this, I think you have to kind of memorize first these two lists that I'm going to write. Okay, okay. These are first list is this is kind of like critical. Okay, uh, um, this is damir munfasilun munfasil munfasilun. Okay, this is the detached pronoun in halatul rafa. In halatul rafa. So this is the key list. This is the huwa, huma, hum, and here, huwa, huma, hum, here, huma, hunna, anta, antuma, antum. This like this, right? Huwa, huma, hum, here, huma, hunna, anta, antuma, antum, anti, antuma, antunna. Okay, so this is the ضمير منفصل in حالة رفع. So they are in حالة رفع. رفع. The منفصل, I don't think they come in حالة الجر or something. There's no حالة الجر for these things. They become attached to them. But in حالة الرفع they come. They also come in حالة in حالة نصب. Okay, but hold that thought for a second. ضمير منفصل. Now, then there is the detached ones. Okay, we have to memorize a table. This is damir. Okay, damir muttasil. Muttasil. Okay, damir muttasil. Okay, now look, just look. Hu, huma, hum, ha, huma, huna, ka, kuma, kum, ki, kuma, kunna, and then yanina and na. Okay, these are damir muttasil. Okay, now these are used to attached. Okay, if you want to find if this is damir munfasil in the state of rafa, but where is damir munfasil in the state of nasab? How do you write them in the state of nasab? Okay, if you wanted to write them in the state of nasab, you take these guys and put iyahu in front of them. So in the state of nasab, okay, so here, so damir munfasil in halat rafa. Here I'm going to write damir munfasil, damir munfasil in halatu nasab. Okay, not halatu nasb. In how is it? So then you to write those independently, standalone. You use these guys and put them, just put an iya in front of them. So iya who. Okay, iya ha, iya hum, iya ha, iya huma, iya what's this? Iya hunna, iya ka, iya kuma, iya kum. Okay, and then same thing. Iya ki, iya kuma, iya kunna, and then iya, iya, yi, iya, yeah, like this. So iya, yeah, iya, yeah, and finally iya, now. Okay, so you so if you wanted to change the ضمير منفصل from حالة الرفع, use who, هما هم هو هما هم هي هما هنا أنت أنتم أنتم أنت أنتم أنتن. بين حالة النصب stand alone ضمير منفصل. in حالة النصب you take these guys and you put just إياه in front of them. إياه إياها إياه إياهم إياه إياها إياهما إياه إياهن إياك إياكما إياكم إياك إياكما إياكن إيايا إيانا. Okay, so these are all. So we covered ضمير منفصل. So we covered ضمير منفصل. Okay, so ضمير then ضمير. Now we have to talk about ضمير. Get rid of this. Okay, now we have to talk about a different category. Here, we'll talk over here. ضمير متصل. متصل in حالته رفع. How are they attached in حالة الرفع? Okay, in حالة الرفع. And then we're going to also have to talk about ضمير متصل in حالة النصب. Okay, so in حالة الرفع, it's like this. Now, first you have to understand ضمير متصل. That means they're attached, right? So what are they going to be attached to? They're going to be either attached to either nouns or verbs, right? They're going to be attached to nouns and verbs. So first we're going to talk about what happens when they're attached to verbs. So they're going to be attached to فعل ماضي or فعل مضارع. That's what they're going to be attached to. Okay. So so here they are. This is in حالة الرفع. The Madi and Mudari table we learn has the fail in it already. Okay, so the fail are in here already, but there are two sighas here. These two sighas are hidden. They have damir muttasil in them, but not baris, but mustatir. Mustatir. Mustatirun. So these have two hidden in them. You can't find them in there. So these are what's the hidden damir here? Huwa. What's the here damir here? Here. So these three are hidden. They have hidden damir in them. Okay, the rest of them have visible damir. In the mudari form, in fi'l mudari, 5 of these have hidden damir. This one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. I used to call them as 5 in the pocket because if you have daraba, yadribu, yadribu, you can make 5 verbs out of them easily. Yadribu, tadribu, tadribu, adribu, nadribu. And these are used in conversations oftentimes, right? Yadribu, tadribu, tadribu, adribu, nadribu. Okay, nasra, yansuru, yansuru, tansuru, tansuru, ansuru, nansuru. Samia, yasmau, yasmau, tasmau, tasmau, asmau, nasmau. So these have all mustatir, these have all hidden. Mustatir, all hidden. And what's hidden in them? Okay, what is hidden in there? This is huwa, okay, here, anta, and then ana, and nahnu. That's what's hidden, right? So they have hidden. The rest of them have damir that are attached that are visible. Where are they? So alif here is a sign of is the damir here. The waw here is the damir here. This alif here is the damir. So all of this alif are dual damir for the dual right here. Okay, all right, and then here the noon here, the waw here, the noon here. That's a damir. The ta here is a damir. Tum here is a damir. This is damir. And finally darabtunna. That's a damir. And there are two stamir. So all those are damir. All of these have attached damir here in halat al-rafa. In halat al-rafa, they're there. Okay, and the same thing here. The alif here, alif here, alif here is the damir. Okay, and wow here تدريب الثماني تدريبنا. I made a mistake here in this here. This should be يضربنا. In this case, this noon here is the damir, and then the wow here and the noon here is the damir. Okay, the ribina, the wow, the ya here is the damir. So you can see all of these have damir in them already, except for these five. So except for these five here, except for these five, which are mustatir, they have hidden damir, and except for these two that have hidden damir, that's in halat rafa, that's how they are attached. Okay, that's very cool. So we got that. How about when they're attached to nouns? When they're attached to nouns, they're not going to be in halat rafa. They're going to be either nasab or jar. Okay, like baytuhu. Okay, baytuhu. Okay, so this is mudaf ilayh construction. So when a noun is attached to a noun, the second noun here is not going to be a rafa state. It's going to be either nasab state or a jar state. Okay, so how do we find those out? Okay, so we talked about now damir. Damir muttasil how to rafa. So here we're going to talk about damir muttasil in حالة nasab. Okay, so this is damir muttasil attached in حالة النصب. حالة نصب. Okay, right. So what you then do is just remember, you take these, and that's an indication of how to nasab. Because remember, when we did the munfasil, we wanted a nasab form, we used these. So these are used for nasab forms. So these are used for nasab forms, and these are used for jar forms. Okay. So when we want to nasab form, so we use this. So for example, ضربه ضربهما ضربهم هم ضربها ضربهما ضربهن, and then ضربك ضربكما ضربكم ضربك ضربكما ضربكن ضربني ضربني. We put a noon here, ضربني infinite. So it's the ya, right? So this is the ya. So ya requires a kasra in the end. Daraba. Okay. So ya must have a kasra in the end. So you can't have a daraba ya. So to protect this ya, you put a noon here, darabani, because ya must have a kasra in the end. So darabani and darabana. Darabana. Okay. So this now is this is damir muttasil in halat nasab. Okay, in halatu nasab. How do we know that? Is because this is fa'il, and this is this fa'il, and this is maf'ulun bi. It's coming here as a maf'ulun bi. He hit him. Okay, this one has a damir mustatir in it. Okay, so he hit him, he hit her, he hit you, he hit me, etc. So this is in the mansub form. Okay, and in the same thing, if it comes in halatul jar, okay, so let's talk about it coming in halatul jar. Okay, so بحرف جر. So same thing. هو هما هم. له لهما لهم له لهما لهم لها لهما لهن لك لكما لكم لك لكما لكن لك sorry لكما sorry لك لي لي for me, and then lana lana. So la and ya again here, right? So you can ya must have a kasra before it, so it becomes li instead of la for me. Okay. So this is in the state of jar. How about idafa? Okay, bil idafa. Mudaf ilay construction. In this case, it will also be majrur, right? So, for example, daruhu, daruhuma, daruhum, daruha, daruhuma, daruhunna, daruka, darukuma, darukum, dariki, darukuma, darukunna, and dari. That works. And daruna, like this. Okay. So this is also jar. This is majrur. Okay. So what we have seen here is damir, dama'ir are in two forms. They are first in munfasil form, that is, that they are detached forms. Okay. So these are detached. So detached pronouns in halat rafa are this, and detached pronouns in halat nasab are this. Okay, in halat nasab are this. Detached don't come in jar forms. Okay, so the detached pronoun in halat rafa is this. Detached pronoun in halat nasab is this, and then attached. Okay, the attached pronouns are here. If they're attached, the only way they will be in halat rafa is if they're attached to verbs, and this is madi, and this is mudari. Okay, if they'll be in halat rafa if they're attached to verbs. Okay, if they're attached to nouns, they will be either nasab or jar. Okay, so or just jar or something. متصل مضاف. Okay, jar. So halat rafa. Okay, are this now in Mali? Remember these two have damir mustatir hidden, and these five have hidden damir. The rest of them are visible. That are purple, and the attached one, muttasil and halat nasab are like in this case, because here they are maf'ul. They're maf'ul, and daraba here is fa'il and fa'il, and the who is the maf'ul, so nasab. In halatul jar, again same, who, hum, ha, huma, ka, kuma, kum, and here they're attached to harf jar, and here they come as a mudaf and idafa. So in all of these here, so this is mudaf and mudaf ilayh. The mudaf ilayh is majroor. In here, this is harf jar is majroor, and this is majroor. So who is majroor here? Who is majroor here? Ka is majroor here. Ka is majroor here. Okay. Now over here, ka over here is nasab. Is in halat al nasab. Okay, because it's attached to a verb. Okay, so when we're talking about attached, we use this list. Okay, attached, we use this list attached to things. Except if you want the nasab, you use this list with the Yahoo. Okay, so we got this. But one more time. Okay, damir munfasil in halat rafa are these. Okay, damir munfasil and halat nasab are these attached with the iyahu. Iyahu, it's iyaka na'budu, for example. Iyahu, iyaha, iyahum, damir munfasil in حالة النصب. There's no damir munfasil in حالة الجر. Okay, damir muttasil, the attached pronouns, when they're attached to verbs, they will be madi and mudari are like this. When they're attached to nouns, they will be in حالة النصب. Here's an example of a attached to actually in a nasab form. So when they're attached to verb in a حالة الرفع, they will be this. When they're attached to verb in a حالة النصب, they will be like this form. They take hu, huma, hum, attached to a verb, for example, and in the state of jar, again, you use this. So in summary, you can see how the rule table here kind of rules. Okay, this table rules whenever you want to make a nasab or a jar, right? And this table rules for independent way. And then, but if you want to make an independent mansub, you have to use that small table like this. So I hope you got all of that, and that's pretty much it for Damir. There are 3 Damir though that we didn't talk about here. 3 Damirs. There, maybe I'll just talk about it just for completeness sake. For completeness sake here. Okay. There's 3 Damir. This is almost like a separate topic. Damiru, ish, sha, damiru sha'ni, and there's damiru sha'ni and qissa, qissati, and there's damiru fasli. Okay, now these are 3 special scenarios of damir. Okay, damiru sha'ni is when this word innahu comes. Innahu. Innahu. Damiru shani is when this damir hum comes. Okay, this is ghaib muzakkar. So ghaib muzakkar wahid. So when this ghaib muzakkar who comes in the beginning of a sentence, okay, this is called damiru shani. Shani. Okay, damiru shani. Okay, so it is a damir ghaib muzakkar. Okay, damir ghaib muzakkar, which sometimes appears in the beginning of a sentence without a marja, an earlier word that refers to it. Okay, the sentence that comes after it, okay, it clarifies what this means. What is this referring to? Innahu zaydun. Okay, qa'imun. Indeed, the matter is Zayd standing. Indeed, the matter is that Zayd is standing. Okay, and then Dhamir Qissatu is the same thing, but for women. Innaha. Okay, so this ha, which is ghaib, mu'annas, so it's like this is wahid mu'annas ghaib. This is wahid muzakkar ghaib. That's how I'm used to writing. Okay. Anyways, this ha innaha comes at the beginning of a sentence, and the second part of this, okay, explains, clarifies this damir, what it means. Okay, so innahu zaydun qa'imun, innaha fatimatun, innaha fatimatu qa'imatun. It is that indeed the matter is that Fatima is standing. So this is when this happens, this damir is called damir sha'ni and damir qissi. That's what that means. There's a special case scenario when that you're trying to emphasize indeed that's the matter type thing. And then the damir fasli that comes in between 2 things for emphasis. Okay, is a damir. Okay, which appears between mubtada and khabar. Okay, it comes in between mubtada and qabr. Okay, it comes in between mubtada and qabr for emphasis. That damir fasli. Okay, for example, ulaika, ulaika humul muflihun. Okay, so this, you don't need this hum in between, right, in a way, but it's there for emphasis. Indeed, those are they that are the successful, and this is called al-damir fasli. It's called damir. So there's three categories of damir. So damir sha'ni comes in the beginning. Damir qissi comes in the beginning for female. This is a male as a female equivalent, the same thing. Damir sha'ni and damir qissi, damir qissati, and the miru fasli, which comes between mubtada and qabr for emphasis. Okay, and that actually covers the first category of nouns that are mabni. We covered here, believe it or not, only Abdamar. It's the first of the 8 categories. Again, it's finally reviewed. This Today we talked about Abdamar, which are personal pronouns. Singular is damir, and damir can be bariz, which is visible, and they can be mustatir, which is hidden or implied. And the bariz one are damir munfasil, detached, or damir muttasil, which are attached. Okay, and we talked about damir munfasil, detached damir in halatul rafa are this, who it is this, and damir muttasil, the attached ones are those. Okay, but if you want to make damir munfasil and halatul nasab, these guys in the nasab form, you use that second table and you add iya to it, iyahu, iyaha, and these now can stand alone, like iyaka na'budu we have in the Quran. Okay, and then the detached ones over here, they can be attached to verbs, okay, commonly, and this is in Madi and Mudari, and they're visible and invisible. The first two in Madi are mustatir, and the 5 in the pocket are also mustatir. The ones otherwise the mean is visible, and the purple ones, the single letter ones, are actually the damir in that. Okay, in Hawatul Nasab, we use hu, huma, hum, ha, huma, huna, ka, kuma, kum for this, and in Halatul Jar, we use the same thing, hu, huma, hum, ha, huma, huma, ka, kuma, kum, ki, kuma, kunna, i, and na. So Halatul Nasab and Jar. So it's in Halatul Rafa like this, Halatul Nasab like this, and Halatul Jar like this. Alhamdulillah. And finally, we talked about 3 special cases of Damir, and these were Damir al-Sha'ni, Damir al-Qissi, and Damir al-Fasli. Damir al-Sha'ni was this little ha that comes in the beginning of sentence, innahu zaydun qa'imun, and without any marja'un, an earlier word that refers to it, and the sentence that comes after it explains, clarifies the damir. And if it's in the ha right here, it's called a damir al-qissatu, with the same thing. And damir firstly is a damir that comes between mubtada and khabar for emphasis. Inshallah. Salatu wassalam ala Sayyidina Muhammad.